Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Jayden Daniels, week 2, nice win at home, locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. Hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Jayden Daniels, the Commanders, first win of the year, sort of. I mean, they scored more. Not a lot of touchdowns, y'all. Not a lot of touchdowns. Right here, we hit a little balloon out the gate. Now, it would be tough to build the full context of watching this offense in a video like this because I'm not going to show every pass, but there are just so many throws at the line of scrimmage that it really is hard to kind of fully grasp. I will say this also. Okay, now I'm calling this play balloon. Yeah, I'm sure it's not called that at every single spot, but this little swing one person kind of check down is often paired. You see it most often paired with like a snag 7. Doesn't really matter who's who as far as what this looks like, but it's 4 out to one side. Now, what I can tell you, the part that it's frustrating for me that I can complain, oh, you're complaining about a completion or whatever. This part up top, like if you play this as what I would consider almost like borderline old school spacing, where this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and maybe this pops as you scan. I kind of like this play. Like I feel like it's got some options. What I don't like is running this and then having this safety. Now maybe you don't like it pre-snap because hey, if we're catching rotation here, don't love throwing a slant into a roll down safety. But if this safety blitzes and pressures, there's not a better look than this. This is the premium pitcher look. So to me here, the ball, the ball has to be thrown up top. I don't know what would not allow you to throw the ball up top. You just don't see it, I guess would be the only thing. Or you predetermine like pre-snap, hey, that safety down. But like he looks over there almost. This is not a screen, in my opinion. It operates as a check down. So we got to throw the ball down the field when we get opportunities like that. And again, I know it's just one play and it's early in the game. But we can't pass opportunities for wide open shots like that. And it's not even a huge shot, it's just a slant, but it would be a nice hit. It would be better than throwing it at the line of scrimmage here, even though I like this little balloon check down. Again, you be the judge. Watch his helmet stride. Looking right. Throw it, dog. Throw it. We can get that throw anytime. Next one here. This to me is a pass pro issue, probably from the running back. Again, I'm not in their meetings, don't know for sure. I can tell you that the running back looks like he's blocking, doesn't block anyone. We get out of it. I think Jayden shows great strength there. That certainly could have been a penalty at the end as well. Elvis Gerbach sack as well. You got to throw it away. But to me here, the back looks like he's staying in the block. Again, we don't know the call. The center is certainly sliding to the right. So, maybe the center slides the wrong way. But I would put more of a percentage on the fact that the back just straight up doesn't do it. Either the center or the back is in the wrong. And then when we're outside the pocket like this, if we're not going to get to the line of scrimmage, we have to throw it away. These Gerbach sacks drive me bananas. And again, what is this play? It's probably some iteration of stick up top. I'm not sure what the new number 1, normally you would turn outside. It doesn't matter. You can't play quarterback like this where you have a free runner through the A gap. Right? I mean, you be the judge here with the running back. Is he pass protecting? I think he is. He's not free releasing, right? He's checking and then chipping. You've got to block. We can't play quarterback like that. Now, again, it shows great strength from Jayden. Everything except the decision there to throw it away, not take a hit, run full speed out of bounds. You just got to protect yourself. So again, what I'm saying here is, even though the center, I think he points to the left, that doesn't mean when you see a point like this, that doesn't mean that the center is going to the left. That's just for the declaration of the protection. So maybe this protection says, hey, This is 41 is the Mike, and we are going to go to the Will, or we're going to go to the Sam. So he's definitely sliding. He's sliding this way. So these three guys are this way. If that's the case, then normally the backs duel would be 1 to 2. So you got to step up here and blunt 41 when he rushes the quarterback. Running free through the A gap is not a way to be successful playing quarterback. There's just no way to handle this. So again, watch the back. Center right, back, holy God. Right, it just puts on, it looks like he's got blinders on. Jesus, watch out. And again, great strength there. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Don't take a hit. Don't take a hit. Oh my God. All right, so very next play, 3rd and 11. We lost a yard. Sack. Bummer. Now we're going to point for sure. Now Jayden knows exactly where the declaration is. Okay, nothing's there. Whatever this is supposed to be down the field, not there, not there. We got to go. Now, this is what he can do. Absolutely. Great move here. Lunge for the first down. Come up just a tick short. But this is Jayden Daniels' capacity to extend and be a threat against the defense. So he's able to not hold on to the ball. We're not taking a lot of negative plays. He feels like he's got to move off his launch point. Lane, go. Decisive. Put a move on 2 guys. Whoop. Fall forward and get a 4th and 1. Now we can go for it. So again, just a really nice job. And this is a bit of a unique concept here for me. I'm not going to tell you that I know exactly what they're trying to do here. I will say that what it looks like they end up doing here is running like a deep over the ball hook, almost like a beeline or deep post. And then they get like this kind of like swirl release out here. And it just takes too long. And none of it is there. So they got you coverage wise. Jayden's able to kind of band-aid this thing and go get damn near a first down with his own legs. So you can see the release up top. You know, where do you want the ball to go here? He's already running, and the number 3 up top is not anywhere close to coming out of the break. So nice job. Use your legs. Certainly, you know, his legs has been a big trait to what they've been able to do moving the ball so far. And again, he's going to need it all year. You just want him to make smart decisions when he's out there because he can make people miss, but he also can get hit pretty damn hard. So we got to find that sweet spot of what it looks like. But in the open field like this, he's going to be tough to bring down. The very next play here, 4th and 1. Because Jayden scrambled, now we're able to go for it on 4th. We're going to get it on 4th. This is a bit of a funky formation. Looks like tackle over. They end up just running zone read, but they get a big chunk on 4th and 1 here. They have a bit of a funky formation. So that looks like a tight end at the left tackle spot. And really the Giants have this thing numbers-wise. So the way that I always think about this is, first, let's acknowledge what the formation is. So I like the creativity from Cliff. Tight end, okay? I'm assuming that's the guard. Here's the center. Okay, so we're short on this side. Someone's over there. So usually when you do this, the defense has to reset the front and basically make the guard the center. So it just causes some issues with their fit. Okay, from here, we're just going to run, you know, technically I thought it was triple option to start, but really this is just zone read. So there's the dive, there's the running back. Technically, Jayden could carry it. And then I think the better play would probably be to you know, pitch it and option this thing here. It looks like the back is just lead blocking. So he ends up being like the lead blocker here. The math here defensively for me, so when you've got this and all 3 of them are potential runners, in my opinion, is that you need 3 to stop this thing because technically they could run the option. So the Giants have it. So here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Now, are they going to be able to stop it in 4th and 1? Probably not. And what they would need to do here is he'd have to go tackle the back. The number 2 would have to tackle the quarterback. And the number 3 would be on the pitch. So you can have the math and it still be a tough defensive stop on 4th and 1. And again, this is what he does as an athlete, as a runner. And again, even though they have the math, I would say, you know, without being in the defensive, you know, huddle to know exactly what 5 is supposed to do here, he looks like he's playing the quarterback. He probably needs to be tackling the back there. Just with our math numbers out there, you can see how the Giants still have 2 players. So if 5 tackled the back there, the Commanders would be in trouble. But that's what Jayden Daniels, the threat of him running, makes people lose their mind. So right here, it's an easy first down. This is a big first down. And again, you could see if he wanted to, he could even press this thing more to the front side with the big guys out there. love for short yardage like this, go get it first with a little scheme. So this one, again, just another example of all the throws at the line of scrimmage. Perimeter screen, tunnel screen up top. I do think that they do this a little bit unique. I would borderline say, a little collegey here from Cliff. I like it. It works. You don't see a whole lot of NFL teams running it like this where Jayden's going to kind of quarter sprint to it. So again, watch the drop that he does here. He's kind of moving to the side of the screen. So you kind of create a lane for yourself. Now, it's not even blocked that great on the perimeter. Now, the right guard makes a great block. But the number 3 up top, he essentially whiffs. The corner's not a factor. So it's the big guys getting out, creating that kind of tunnel for him to get back into. Turns into a nice little game. So stuff like this, these little subtle throws at the line of scrimmage with unique flavor, I really like. Watch the right guard here. Get out and just bury the little guy in the alley. Boom. Jesus. Watch out. Thunder. And then get vertical. Get behind those big guys. Get vertical. Big chunk. Love it. Next one here is a tough RPO. Okay, tough on a few different levels here. One, I think, I can say, hey, Cliff, I like a number of your one-off design stuff, and it works. Right here, you don't see this kind of route distribution very often. Again, Jayden's outside the pocket. Again, he gets sacked. You got to throw it away. You got to have an understanding of where you are on the field. Now, this design in and of itself is tough because technically there are 2 conflict defenders. We've got issues in the box in the run game, which muddies this whole thing up. Okay, so the first thing here is let's just look at what this play is. So I'll pause it right before we snap it. But we are essentially running weak side, wide zone. Okay, now, so we're running this way. We are going to take these 3 on the offensive line, and they're going to run block. Okay, so what you would do here is these 3 would be right here to those 3, run blocking. The backside of this, I'm used to calling these base blocks. So they're essentially quick pass setting. So you cut the defense in half. This is the RPO. So the run is over here, this wide zone. The pass here of this is a really unique kind of like, we'll call it a slant here, but then this like ridiculous bubble from the sniffer position I've never seen before. Don't necessarily love it. But the problem with this play is that the way this front is set up, they've got 7 people in the box. So, are you reading this player? Are you reading this player? They're both unblocked in the run. So they've got us by alignment here. So they probably think that there would be a nickel or star pushed out here, and you would only have 2 guys in the box. When you have 3 guys in the box here as an RPO, you can't read this. Like there is no read here because, he could fit the run and he could do the pass, and now we're screwed. You got to have one conflict defender, one key read. So again, as he goes to pull this thing, there's nowhere to go with the ball. Where do you want the ball to go? You want the ball to go to the slant? I mean, it looks like he's trying to throw the bubble. I would say, even though it's they've got us by alignment, you could probably still throw the slant right there. Right? I think you could. Again, I have no idea what that bubble thing is up top. He's obviously late to the slant. And then right here, you've got to throw it away. You just have to throw it away. So again, all these schemes, all these RPOs coming from someone who's lived in this world as a coach, they look great on a board. But when you get a front that you're not expecting, like just the math here, we've got 6 in the run blocking unit. They've got 7 in the box. So if you're going to have this person detached into the pass, now it's 5 on 7. So again, conflict defender, who is it? Are we reading this guy? Are we reading this guy? And the crazy thing about it, the frustrating thing about it is if you just throw this thing on time as opposed to going, it looks like he goes 1 to 2, which can't be the read, it would probably be a touchdown. So trying to make sense of, hey, why the hell didn't we get in the end zone? Stuff like this is why you don't get in the end zone. Whatever it is, whether it's pre-snap design, late, again, watch Jayden Daniels. He reads it, whoever is reading, 22 or 58, then to the bubble, then he's late to the slant, and now we got to go. And we take a sack. So it's just like layer of not good enough. Next one here, 3rd and 4. This is a beautiful stump beater down here to the bottom. Now, if you don't know what stump is, I know a great coverage course, but it's just an iteration of brackets, really common 3x1. coverage. And so what we do here is essentially run your quarters beater from the 3 and the 2. And so they're just running the corner from number 3. It's not a great throw. You know, just slow them up, little back shoulder, but it's a nice first down. That's a big chunk on third down. It's certainly good enough. So design-wise here, what I'm talking about, Stump, is it's essentially these 3 are coning these 2. And then on the outside, it's just man. And when it's off, I call it Stump. If he was pressed, call it Stubby. And again, those aren't my terms. That's speaking Sabanese. But to me here, when you want to attack the bracket part of this, you're thinking post, run through. That's going to take the nickel or the star. This player right here, he's going to run through it. And then we're going to get the corner, hopefully out here, versus the safety type, who's got to make sense and get through all that post action in the star. So it's, again, you can see the design here. First, let's just pay attention to the number 1 down here to the bottom. Watch how it's man coverage. So it's man right there. You can see the corner down here eyeballing him. He drives that short end. Great. Now you can see the bracket over the 3 over the 2 down here to the bottom. The 2 goes to the post, the 3 goes to the corner, and we've got all that space. And again, not a great throw. Misses it, honestly, by probably 5 yards. Want to push that thing out to the sideline. But it's still a very nice design. Nice third down. The fact that we got it first. But you can see here that this could be an even easier hookup for probably a better gain. Another third down here, 3rd and 6. This is a massive bummer. So we are hot up top. We get beat with what I'm used to calling a 5-0 beater. This is just a simple, what I would call a saw dog or saw pressure, the Sam and the Will, even though technically it probably aren't Sam or Wills, just off the edge, C-gap pressure here. The problem here is in 5-person protection, even 6-person protection here, you get a 5-0 call that we'll talk about. We're hot for sure to the left. The ball can come out to the left. There is a hot option if we play it like that. If for some reason we could potentially block this up, just watch the route at the bottom. Watch the stutter go. 3rd and 6, great opportunity for a double move. Murder. Murder. Now, there's no way you're going to throw that if you're hot. But at the end of the day, we'll talk about it from the end zone as far as the pass pro. But if this guy is the free runner, okay, and we are playing this where our eyes are up top because we know we could be hot. This little option, choice, hitch, whatever you want, this is where the ball has to go. This is the hot. Again, if you blocked it up, sure, then let's come down here and throw a touchdown. But they got you here. It's a good pressure. You tip your hat, but you understand where you're vulnerable. If you know you could be hot away from the back here, play the hot. You can't get sacked like that. Again, it's a somewhat exotic blitz. I don't think it's as hard as we're making it look here. So again, without knowing what the pass pro is, just looking at this as an odd front, 6-person protection. Okay, so we've got the back. He's in the protection. 5 offensive linemen. I would say most times we would get some version of it would work out like a 5-0 call. Not all the time, but let's just assume that's the normal call. I don't think it necessarily for sure is because of what the back does here. He almost steps up here. You could certainly 4-person slide this one way or the other, but let's just say that this is what it is. 5-0, and the back is going to be right here. That's kind of how it works out. And then the free runner, the problem here is once you get a 5-0 call, so this works out like a 5-0 call at the line of scrimmage with the offensive lineman, the back can go, he can scan 1 to 2, but if both these guys pressure, we're going to be hot. So you're essentially would think, hey, this guy would be the free runner because he's away from the back. The back would look here first, which is exactly what he does. So again, to me, this is a 5-0 beater. So he walk up, you walk up, the offensive line says 5-0, and now we go saw dog, and now we're going to get one of these guys off the edge free. So they got you. That's a bummer that you couldn't, slide into it. But again, watch the guards. See how the guards are squatting right there? Now watch the back. See how the back goes inside and out? He looks a little confused, but he ends up blocking him. But it looks like we don't even know that we could be hot to the left, right? Like he's looking to the right, he's drifting to the left. There's a disconnect between the pass concepts and the pass protection and the quarterback playing hot. Next one here, we got another sack issue. Now, the other ones, I think you could potentially, blame the pass protection unit. This one is a little bit harder for me to make sense of and come up with excuses for Jayden Daniels. This looks like, for whatever reason, he panics a little bit and decides to leave early because this looks protected. There are guys open down the field. Really, everyone is open down the field. Now, again, we don't know exactly what the call is, but if this is two ways that this thing could be played. So if this is big post with a crosser and an in, well, then I like the crosser and the in. Both of these are here. If this is more what I would call like glancy, so kind of like a certain number of steps, and you like bang post this thing and throw it right out of the break, then this is there as well. So you could go there. This is certainly there. This is going to be there too. But for whatever reason here, as we get into the pocket, we kind of like panic and start running. Or we just glance here, here. You know, if it's a big post, I'm probably not throwing it versus middle field close with a post safety back there. But again, you be the judge here at the top of the draw. He's going to throw it. What's he going to throw? I think he's going to throw the bang post up top or the glance. With that corner's rear facing inside, it's going to be there. You got to let it rip. Okay, you don't like it, reset, hit the crosser. Reset, hit the in. They're both, everybody's there. We got to drive it down the field. So you can get mad at the scheme and the average depth of target with some of the screen throws, and I agree that it is a little frustrating. But when you turn on the film and you see all three guys potentially should and could have gotten the ball, you know, what are we going to do? We got to hang in the pocket. We got to trust it. We got to get through the read, and we can't just exit early. Next one here, 3rd and 13. Now, I just said you can't exit early, and this time he does exit up the middle and goes and gets a first down with his legs. So there certainly is a sweet spot, and he's got to work toward, they have to work towards finding it and optimizing it. But you don't want to get knocked out of the game either because we keep taking shots. So it's this fine line. You know, right here, I think there's an opportunity as he moves to keep his eyes downfield and rip a ball down the field. But that's a big shot. He does have I don't think you can argue the fact that he's got an awkward way to finish runs and takes weird shots down the field. So to me here, what this play is double post cross. So inside post, big post over the top, and here comes that crosser coming across here. Now, again, as he moves, so as he decides to go here, which is I think is a good decision, could he rip this right here? Sure, that would be a really impressive play. I think he could do it. I think it's in his skill set to just be as he moves, instead of moving to run, which I think that's his default right now, it's got to be moved to create, then run. So right there, could he reset his feet and throw it to the inside post down here at the bottom? Yeah, that's a massive play. I mean, that's going to be a huge play. So you'd love to be able to see that. Even if you don't see that, though, we've got to develop the capacity to protect ourselves at the end of these runs. This is stuff we saw in college. We saw big hits at the ends of runs. We saw some like Roadrunner vibes. And again, it's carrying over now to these early games on Sunday, but we've got to get down and protect ourselves. Holy goodness. Next one here, 3rd and 13. This is a beautiful call from Cliff and company. Watch the back here on this screen. He's going to fake like he's going out to the flat. He's going to get the coverage to widen, and then you're able to pin the guy who's got the linebacker, and then we just take the heart and soul of the defense right down the hashes. So a beautiful job here, really lock in on the back here. As the back looks like he's leaving the pocket, like leaving the pass pro, the linebacker who's got him's got to go. Then you put your foot in the ground, come back, and now we've got this little wall or tunnel right down the middle of the field. Now, some iteration of this play has been around for a long time. I think of this as like an old school West Coast. I remember Philly running it with Andy Reid forever. But it's a really nice little wrinkle on a normal, like instead of running a traditional halfback screen where you kind of come up like you're going to protect and then come out here, or a flow screen where you flow over the other way. You kind of come out here and you, especially versus man or match teams, you pretend like you're going to run a flat. That gets the linebacker, especially at the line of scrimmage here, he's got to go cover you. So he's got to go. Then you put your foot in the ground and come back. And by the time you do that, now you've got the big guys out on the screen and they can just pin this guy out here. So it's just a really nice it's a small little variation or difference, nuance that you see that Cliff deploys here that allows this thing to really pop. And when you're struggling to score touchdowns, a first down on 3rd and 13 by throwing a screen is a great call, a beautiful design, great timing, easy throw, don't have to hold on to it. Look at that block, and we are set to go. Next one here, 3rd and 4 from the 8. Now, when you don't score touchdowns, these third downs in the red zone obviously get overly scrutinized. This is one of those plays where it's so simple, 2x2 open, zone read. It ends up not getting it, but for me here, this isn't a bad call. This is there. You know, you can't be the running back when you're a play caller or a quarterback. If you just roll this thing back, it's there. We're reading red sleeve. He makes the tackle, but he shouldn't. It's a beautiful vertical combo by the right guard, right tackle. It's easily there. I mean, this is one of those ones where, you know, I'm not sure what you can say other than the fact that, hey, as we go to run here, you can't get caught up on the front side. It's 3rd and 4. Put your foot in the ground, follow this beautiful double team right here, and roll this thing back and go get a first down and go 1,000 miles an hour. It's an easy read. It's the correct decision from Jayden Daniels. I think it's there. We just get hung up on the front side for some reason. I mean, look at the difference in the vertical combos, okay? So look at the center and left guard, and then watch the right guard, right tackle. Look at the movement. I mean, they're double teaming him into the end zone, and we can't get past the line of scrimmage. How's that even possible? So again, you gotta hope that your back can see this and roll that thing. And again, if you might be saying, hey, well, he feels this guy, you know, he's unblocked. Well, you're not wrong. He is unblocked, but we're getting this movement and we're getting this movement. You've got to be able to, you know, that as a back, hey, if I'm getting the ball here, I know this guy's unblocked, so I can't delay here because we've got an unblocked guy on the backside. We've got to hit this 1,000 miles an hour. And again, I'm going to ride that thing right down the backside double team. And I mean, this thing is made to order. This is crazy frustrating. Look at that. Holy shit. Look at the right guard and right tackle move these little guys. Get out of the club. And we don't get it? Get out of here. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We also have an entire offense available for you. So hop over there and enroll. You can check out the courses at the new Quarterback School website, dqbschool.com. Hop over there, ask me anything, a really fun, interactive way to dive into the library of content available through the channel. And then finally, make sure to follow me across all the social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for the video, let's get back to it. Next one here, 3rd and 8, another 3rd down. This time, watch how quickly they snap the ball. So everyone's set. The center puts his hand on it. Boom, we're out. We're going to throw it to the number 2 on the little sail. Nice job by Jayden kind of moving away from the pressure. He's got that kind of free runner from the backside. This is kind of a trick-em dick-em at the line of scrimmage, how quickly they snap it. So snap it, defense isn't set, moves away from the pressure, is able to buy time, again, for a nice 3rd down conversion. So the weird thing here is you do see these like one-offs. So to me here, these kind of one-off trick-ems where like, watch the center. He doesn't have his hand on the ball. As soon as he puts his hand on the ball, it's snapped. The defensive line is not ready to rush. So I love it. Look at the defensive line. No one's ready to go. Now, we've got a free runner. We've got some issues pass pro-wise, but Jayden floats away from him, is able to find the little sail or Seattle, and it's a big chunk. So the creativity, the execution here on some of these 3rd downs, it's really nice. Now you just have to put it all together. It feels like it's a little disjointed, but there are certainly some winners out there. Next one here, and the best thing about all these perimeter screens is the fake perimeter screen. So right here, we're going to bluff the tunnel, rip the bluff seam, fight through some holding, some collision out there, and this turns into a nice little chunk. So again, love the play call, love the design. Watch how quickly it comes out as well. So we're not holding on to these things that are essentially double moves. So pump, get it out. Really nice job fighting through that second level of the defense for a nice little chunk. So again, design-wise here, we're going to fake the tunnel. Just for fun, watch how fast this guy closes. We're lucky we didn't throw it because that thing might be going the other way. Then route distribution-wise, bluff, seam. So you just read it kind of inside out, almost like all go. But again, you got to know you're bringing more dudes to the party when you pump at it like this. So pump, get the ball out quickly. Pump, seam, got him. Awesome. Again, watch that coverage on the tunnel. He probably takes this thing. Whoop. Great job. Big chunk. Again, I really, really enjoyed going back and kind of pulling apart all the little like one-off plays with what this offense was able to do. It didn't necessarily look like a comprehensive plan coming to fruition, but you did see the explosiveness design layered into it. Next one here, 2nd and 13, little play action, speed out down here to the bottom to the wide side of the field. Hey, that's a beautiful throw. So wide side throw on the money, great anticipation, play action, 3 no hitch. Pretty rare to go play action on this thing. 1, 2, 3, let it rip, throw a fastball on the sideline, outstanding. Again, I will pause this thing at the top so you can let the anticipation wash over you. Look at that. The Tominator loves it. Again, let it go. Just a thing of beauty. We can see he is throwing it. Here's that speed out down here to the bottom. He's not out of it yet. You can see it's mirrored on both sides. Pick a side. The wide side, the harder throw. Beautiful job. This is outstanding quarterbacking. Arm talent, let it rip, put it on him. Hell yes. Next one here. It ends up being a nice completion down here to the bottom. I think we're trying to get it to the tight end on a little pop pass, long trap pop pass. Not there. Able to come out to this like little short post down here to the guy going in motion. I actually think this is probably a better throw than it looks like. It looks like for some reason we're jumping, diving, and catching it twice. So to the tight end, no. Outside, yes. 1 to 2. And again, could he just run through this? I probably think so. I definitely don't think it's as hard of a catch as he makes it look right there. Maybe a better ball makes it easier. Fair. But this is one of those ones that really, again, could go pretty damn far. So long trap, here comes, we're pulling the guard. Here's that little pop pass that I'm saying we're trying to get the ball to. If it's not there, here's that little angle short post. So again, you can kind of see the design 1 to 2. And again, if we throw this and hit it, it's got a real chance. So again, just, it's not a total dumpster fire by any means. It's almost there. I mean, look at this thing. This thing scores if we can hook this thing up perfectly to the bottom. 1, no, 2, yes. And again, I'm still not quite sure why we didn't try to keep our feet. Regardless, it's a completion. It's a really nice job from Jayden Daniels. Everything except finally, probably the final little precision of the accuracy. But again, I really don't think it's a diving situation there. I mean, look at that guy. It looks like he's high jumping there. What are we doing? Come on. Again, another example of kind of the cliff one-offs here. This ends up being a really explosive play. I'm not sure exactly what the intent of this thing is. We end up throwing it back to the back here. Little boot out, throw it back to the back. It doesn't look like a screen. Like there are no offensive linemen over there. I thought Jayden kind of played it like a screen. It ends up being a big chunk, gets us down into the red zone. But again, I'm just trying to make sense of how Jayden got here. This is see how quickly he gets back to it? Again, you don't see a lot of left guard whirly bird pulls either. You get out there and then he's back to the backside. Now, maybe you could say, hey, they're trying to throw it to the tight end on an old school oh shit or leak. But I don't think so. That looks like he just gets it back there. Now, maybe the tight end is the lead blocker. I don't know. Regardless, it's a great play. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not a big, big hit. But I think to say, hey, how do you know that the back is going to be over there, especially when there are no linemen out there for a screen, an escort? I don't know where the ball is designed to go. You got the new number one up top running a go. You got it in on the backside. I'm glad it was there. And again, it turns into a big, big chunk. But this is the type of thing when I turn on the film, nothing else in the game plan looked like this. This wasn't building to this moment. This was a one-off hitter. And it hit. Again, I'm not sure exactly how or why it hit, but it's a beautiful play, and it's 1st and goal inside the 10 again. This, to me, was really the play of the game for this offense. We're going to hit a post down here to the bottom. This is a bit of a funky coverage. It's essentially 0 down here to the bottom. I'm going to guess that this was a defensive miscommunication because this is really not fair to this corner to put him in this much space back here, one-on-one on the backside. But Jayden sees it. They take advantage of it. It's a big-time hook up, and this allows this thing to kind of sort itself out at the end of the game. I mean, this is a huge, huge play right coming out of the 2-minute. Again, at the snap here, I don't necessarily think there's anything that tells you that, hey, this is going to be 0 down here. So we're running a post, and theoretically, this looks like quarters to me. I mean, there's no reason why this guy wouldn't be here. Now, maybe, he poaches this or tricks the number 3 to this side. But I mean, he's a non-factor. This is like, first day of one-on-ones in camp. This is way too easy to the post. I mean, this is stealing. But plays like this allow you to win this thing. I mean, look at that. Good night. And there's no safety help. We've got outside leverage down here to the bottom. Again, I just can't imagine this is what they wanted coverage-wise. 5 yards of space. And he's actually kind of fortunate that he even brings him down there. That could even be a bigger hit. Great job handing the ball to the official. But, I mean, look at 31 to the right. He comes down. We got it. It's on. Great job from Jayden finding it. And that is a huge play in this situation. Then this last run to really ice it. The ball's already on the 24. But just to make this field goal even more of a chip shot to win it, we're going to run zone read escort. Get the crack. Beautiful job. Get up, get out of bounds. Again, it's just one of those things. You see this play everywhere. So we're reading the right C-gap player, arm brace. He goes underneath the split flow action, and we're by him. Really nice job by Jayden, kind of extending that thing, working the sidelines, getting even more. But this is just too easy. And again, this play is literally everywhere in football. Here's who we're reading. Here's that split flow action. So it's usually paired with a crack here. And then this guy's the lead blocker for the quarterback. We've got the back going down, and then it's just whatever this conflict or key defender does. If he goes under the split flow action, then the quarterback pulls it and runs. If he were to go over, then you just hand it to the back. So again, it's just a big time use of quarterbacks who can run. And again, it gets them out on the edge so they can protect themselves. An easy read. You see the crack as well from the wide receiver down here to the bottom. Got him. Lead blocker. Got him. Out of bounds, sideline, big chunk, game-winning field goal. Walk it off. Just a beautiful job here of executing a play that is everywhere. And it's a great job from Jayden accelerating, turning that thing into a nice little chunk. So that is a wrap. Jayden Daniels, Commanders, better to win than lose for sure. Obviously are going to need some touchdowns here at some point, but I thought this was kind of a unique film. I know that there are a lot of throws at the line of scrimmage. I know it can be a little frustrating. There were certainly elements of the offense that looked disjointed, whether it was pass protection, whether it was hots, whether it was getting rid of the ball, whether it was taking sacks that you didn't need to outside the pocket, whether it not being quite as precise as we could be with some of the accuracy. But then you look at some of the explosiveness and you can get excited. You can see Cliff in his kitchen cooking up some plays that actually have some pop and some explosiveness. And so once you are able to take that explosiveness and layer it over just a little bit more consistency with what they're asking to happen in the pass protection unit, with Jayden get the ball out of his hands, with making decisions outside the pocket, and then finally you lay over the idea that he can run it and how you run it in quarterback design run and scrambles, and then finally, hopefully, Jayden Daniels can learn to protect himself just somewhat better at the end of some of these runs to not take unnecessary shots. Then I think all of a sudden now you've got an offense that looks like it can compete, score, and move the ball consistently. Obviously, you're going to have to put it in the red zone. Okay? Obviously, we're going to have to score. I get that part of it. But the explosiveness, the one-offs to me were really fun and exciting to watch. I feel like they left some yardage out there with just the precision of the execution. And once you tighten that up, then we're going to get in the end zone. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.